Good morning, cadets. I welcome you back for the computer science session for class 11th. And in our previous classes, we have studied about what is an artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is natural language processing, and then deep learning, and also the concept of robotics. Now, next concept in the emerging trends is big data and its characteristics. What do you mean by a big data? The term big data refers to a huge volume of data that cannot be stored, processed by any traditional data storage or processing units. Big data is generated at a very large scale and it is being used by many multinational companies to process and analyze in order to uncover the insights and improve the business of many organizations. In order to uncover the insights means in the business process they need to analyze what are the things went wrong, where they can have where is the scope for improvement, where they are lagging, how they can reach to their customer. Based on the data they do the analysis and they improve upon the business of their companies. That is what the purpose of the big data. The name itself suggests the big data here, that is the data which is having a huge volume. Just traditional storage systems cannot keep them. That's how there is a separate method how these big data are stored and analyzed. If you can see in this image, what all you are seeing here: big data characteristic properties, volume, that is a huge amount of data, variety, different formats of data from various sources. I am moving clockwise direction, okay. Value, the extract useful data, velocity, the high speed of accumulation of data, and veracity, that is inconsistencies and uncertainties in data. These are the important characteristics properties of the big data: volume, variety, value, velocity, and veracity. Let us see one by one what is exactly the volume means. The volume refers to the unimaginable amounts of information generated every second from the social media, cell phones, cars, credit cards, M2M sensor, machine to machine sensors, images, video, and whatnot. You just name a digital device, it generates a information. We are currently using distributed systems to store data in several locations and brought together by a software framework like Hadoop. So there is a software called as Hadoop. Just an example it is. You can imagine when the data is in huge volume, you need to have a distribution systems. Means data is stored, located, processed at different locations. That is what the distributed systems. Facebook alone can generate about billion messages, that is 4.5 billion times that the like button is recorded. A like, okay, in Facebooks and all you might have seen the like button. 4.5 billion times that the like button is recorded, and over 350 million new posts are uploaded each day. Such a huge amount of data can only be handled by big data technologies. Now what is a variety? The variety of big data refers to a structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data that is gathered from multiple sources. While in the past data could only be collected from spreadsheets and databases, today data comes in an array of forms such as emails, PDFs, photos, videos, audios, then SMS, that is SM posts, okay, and so much more. The idea is to say the variety is here, that the incoming data or the data to be stored is available in various formats. Okay, what are these formats and all we'll see later. What is the how the data is stored in databases, how the data is stored in spreadsheet is nothing but your MS Excel is an example of a spreadsheet. So the idea is only to say in case of a big data, all kinds of data, structured, unstructured and semi-structured data are gathered. That is how, that is also one of the important characteristic property of big data. Third is value. Value is the major issue that we need to concentrate on it. It is not just the amount of data that we store or process. It is actually the amount of valuable, reliable and trustworthy data that needs to be stored, processed and analyzed to find the insights. Means actually to analyze how the data, what is the nature of the data, how much value it is, whether it can be believed or not, trustworthy data or not. This all is called analysis of a finding insights, the meaning of which is whatever the value that your data is providing, how much trustworthy it is. That is what the concept of your value. Okay. Now fourth property is velocity. What is this? The name itself suggests velocity in physics, that is speed. Velocity plays a major role compared to the others. There is no point in investing so much to end up waiting for the data. So the major aspect of big data is to provide data on demand and at a faster pace. Example, 72 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. This is the velocity. Extremely high velocity of data is another major big data characteristic. You can imagine every minute 72 hours of video are uploaded in YouTube today. Apart from this, so many other data are uploaded in other platforms. Just an example is YouTube. So velocity is the speed with which the data is uploaded. The speed with the data, the big data is available. That is what the velocity. Now comes to the veracity or variability. It refers to the inconsistency. What do you mean by inconsistency? The example of inconsistency, what I can say is, suppose you are performing in an examination and you have scored the marks in all the in each subject between 60 to 70. That maintains the inconsistency. It is a consistency. For example, some of the subjects you are above 90 and in some of the subject you are below 50 in the same examination written by you, then it shows an inconsistency. That is how the veracity, it refers to the inconsistency which can be shown by the data many times, thus hampering the process to handle and manage the data efficiently. You can see this table: department, year, minimum sale, maximum sale. Department number 1, year 2010, minimum sales not entered, unknown, maximum sales is 1500. Department 2, year 2011, minimum sales is written, maximum sale is not available. You can see that few values are missing in the above table. Data available can sometimes get messy and may be difficult to trust. With wide variety in big data types generated, quality and accuracy are difficult to control. Example, a Twitter post has hashtags and abbreviations. Okay, you might have seen the postings of Twitter, that it will have a hashtags as well as the abbreviations. Next concept is Internet of Internet of Things. Let me go here after this. Internet of Things. This is one of the most popular concept nowadays. But what is, let us see, Internet of Things. That's in short it is called as IoT. I capital, T capital and O small. Internet connects all the people, means it is Internet of People. And IoT connects all the things, means it is Internet of Things. Very simple definition. If you connect people, that is Internet of People. And similarly, if you connect the things, that is Internet of Things. Internet of Things or IoT is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, people that are provided with unique identifiers, they are called as UIDs, and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. IoT makes one's dumb services smarter by giving them the ability to send data over the internet. Dumb devices. It makes them smart devices, allowing the devices to communicate with people and other IoT enabled other IoT enabled things. The idea is Internet of Things, due to the powerful features of internet, your a dumb device will become a smarter device through the help of internet and how it is interconnected. Let us see further. The connected smart home is a good example of IoT in action. Internet enabled them doorbells, smoke detectors and security alarms create a connected hub where data is shared between physical devices and users can remotely control the things in that hub, that is adjusting temperature, settings, unlocking doors, etc. via a mobile app or a website. For example, a person went to his office, okay, in a hurry. He came, he attended. Suddenly he remembered that his AC was on in the house. And in the big cities, you know, to reach an office from the home itself is a big adventure. By the time he remembered, okay, my AC is on there. Now I have to go back and I have to switch off and I should come back, because your all doors, everything is locked. You cannot take the help of someone neighbor also. Okay, that's why this Internet of Things will come into act. Through his smartphone app, he can switch off his AC being from the place wherever he is. That is what the magic of Internet of Things. You can see here in the figure, Internet of Things. Okay, your laptop is there, your smartphone is there, a person is there, isn't it? You can manage your electric things, even you can your garden, right, and many things, what not. All our day to day the devices or day to day things which we are using in our life can be managed with the help of digital devices by making it smarter. Now in this Internet of Things, the one of the important component is sensors. The sensors are sophisticated devices that are frequently used to detect and respond to electrical or optical signals. A sensor converts the physical parameter, for example, either a temperature or a blood pressure or a humidity or a speed, into a signal which can be measured electrically. So reader sensor positioned at each end limit position. You can see here, magnet moves with bed causing switch activation. So some kind of sensors are used to handle these device or handle the things which are around you, which are useful to you, okay, with the help of sensors. Sensors makes a very important component in handling these Internet of Things. You might have heard the concept of smart cities. What is exactly this concept? A smart city is an urban area that uses different types of electronic Internet of Things sensors to collect data and then use insights gained from that data to manage assets, resources and services efficiently. It includes data collected from citizens, devices and assets that is processed and analyzed to monitor and manage traffic and transportation systems, power plants, utilities, water supply networks, waste management, crime detection, information systems, schools, libraries, hospitals and any other community services. These all things can be covered, okay, under Internet of Things. You can handle them with the help of digital devices and creating an environment with the help of sensors and such city availing all the services that is required in our day-to-day life through digitally. That is what the concept of smart cities. The smart city concept integrates information and communication technology, that is called as ICT, and various physical devices connected to the IoT network to optimize the efficiency of city operations and services and connect to citizens. Smart city technology allows city officials to interact directly with both community and city infrastructure, and to monitor what is happening in the city and how the city is evolving. So it is one of the greatest concepts. Practically, if it is implemented in some of the selected cities, you might have seen the Union government sometime back they announced some selected cities in each state will be converted into smart cities. That is nothing but application of Internet of Things. You can see in the image how exactly a smart city is attached with a particular device. Okay. Let us move to the next concept, the cloud computing. Okay. The cloud computing, and further we have to see what is available now. Okay. Let us see the cloud computing today. What is exactly the cloud computing? Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. Companies that provide cloud services enable users to store files and applications on remote servers and then access all the data via the internet. This means the user is not required to be in a specific place to gain access to it, allowing the user to work remotely. Cloud computing is the delivery of different services through the internet. These resources include tools and applications like data storage, servers, databases, networking, and software. So nowadays, as you know that keeping a data safety is the biggest problem. You might have in your computer or a laptop or a smart devices. Your device may crash at any time. Your storage device may crash at any time. If your data is of very much important, then you may lose it. As a backup, you hold in your flash drives or pen drives. You may lose the pen drive, or else you may another way of using it is you have a Google Drive concept. In case of you have an email ID, if your data is very important, your information is very important, you can upload into your Google Drive and keep it safely, and as and when you want to access it, you can download it. But there is a limit. Each email ID will have around about of your 25 GB of data you can upload. That is what you can do, right? You can keep. What if the data is of use, isn't it? Then it is something like cloud computing. Cloud is a concept basically given to it. Your servers or computers are away from you somewhere, but they take care of your data on demand. How much capacity you want to store, based on that you have to pay the rental charges, and your data is kept safely and managed by the external agencies. That's why the cloud computing is the delivery of different services through the internet. These resources include tools, applications like data storage, servers, databases, networking, and software. Rather than keeping files on a proprietary hard drive or local storage device, cloud-based storage makes it possible to save them to a remote database. As long as an electronic device has access to the web, it has access to the data and the software. Now there are two basic categories of clouds, that is public cloud and private cloud. In case of public cloud, publicly shared the virtualized resources. All resources are publicly shared. In case of private cloud, they are shared privately. And in case of public cloud, it supports multiple customers, cluster of dedicated customers only, specific customers. And in public cloud, supports connectivity over the internet, fiber and private networks also. In case of public cloud, only over the internet, okay, and other networks can also help in case of private cloud. Suited for less confidential information and suited for secured confidential information and core systems. Examples of public clouds is a Gmail, and examples of private cloud is your Amazon Web Services. Now cloud computing service, basically we have here the three services: IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Okay, in IaaS, infrastructure as a services, in PaaS, platform as a service, and in SaaS, software as a service. Okay, this is what the types of cloud computing. Cloud computing is not a single piece of technology like a microchip or a cell phone. Rather, it is a system primarily comprised of three services: software as a service, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service. So about the types of these clouds and all, we'll try to discuss in our next class. Till then, I would like to stop here and we'll continue in our next class. Bye bye.